Going on, guys? Riley here. Just want to update you on kind of the properties and the situation, how things are going, what I'm running into, all this good stuff. Right now I have 3 of the 4 properties refinanced, all of them with tenants placed, which is awesome. Love to see that. No issues currently. I have a tenant recently that reached out and she said, hey, my 5-bedroom, 1-bath is getting a little crammed for her and her kids, her guests, people coming over, and wants me to add a half bathroom. So I got quoted on that today. We're looking at about $7,500 to work with the current square footage and add a half bath in there. Now, obviously, it's going to take away from my cash flow for quite a while, but it is going to allow for the tenant to stay there for a long time and add value to the home. So I don't see why not to do it, because if this tenant ever decides to leave, I will be adding a half bathroom regardless. So it's going to make her stay there longer. I'll recoup my money before she leaves and add value to the home at the same time, especially if I ever refinance this home. It's now worth more. My rent will be more. Therefore, I can pull this amount back out of the property. That's my mindset for this. Speaking about ARVs and rents, we're going to want to make sure both of these are in order before we go refinance a property. That's why you run your comps beforehand. That's why you run your rental comps beforehand to see what your income is going to be. Because if you have a high ARV and you pull out a large loan, you're not going to be able to match that to your mortgage and be able to pay off that mortgage every single month. Or you'll break even, and one little disaster, one broken window or whatever it may be will destroy you and set you back months on end. So you're not just paying down that mortgage, you do need to cash flow something, so you want to make sure your rental income is fair. Pretty solid tip for any new investors or burr investors out there that are doing these full guts on homes. And now what I'm talking about is gas. When you go to fully rewire a home and make it fully electric, there is no longer any need for gas in the home. So what I encourage you to do is ask your contractor if he can make your house fully electric, eliminating the need for gas, things like furnaces and whatnot. So right now I have to call a gas company tomorrow called Spire. I have to give them a call and say, hey, can you come out and unlock my gas meter? That's going to add another utility to the mix, which obviously it's Section 8, so the tenant will be paying that. The Section 8 will add extra on top of the voucher for that reason. Basically, you've chosen to go fully electric and eliminate any risk or wear and tear on any gas items in the home. It's just another thing that you don't need to start up and transfer utilities into the tenant's name then. Makes the process a little simpler. Last thing I want to mention for any new investors on here, and this is in regards to property management, before you ever hire a property management team, you need to ask them a few questions. What is the average stay per tenant? Meaning how many years is each tenant staying with you guys? Are they a good property management team? Are they staying for a long time? And how much is their turnover rate? Meaning, do they take half month's rent every time someone new moves in there? So if your rent is $1,200, are they taking $600 every time someone new moves in there? It's a great question to ask. Last question you can't forget to ask them is, do they offer any multi-property discounts? Meaning they start at 10% for management fees. Do they work down to 9, 8, 7% with multiple properties?